Imagine you're walking down the street when suddenly you notice something strange. A cloud seems to be smiling at you. Once you notice these faces, it's hard to unsee them. But why does this happen? Are these objects actually shaped like faces, or is your brain playing a trick on you? The answer lies in a fascinating phenomenon called pareidolia. It is the tendency to perceive meaningful patterns in random or unrelated objects. Humans are incredibly good at recognizing faces. In fact, our brains are so specialized for this task that they have entire regions dedicated to processing facial features. We can recognize friends, family members, and even strangers within fractions of a second. But this remarkable ability comes with an interesting side effect. Your brain would rather mistakenly identify a face that isn't there than fail to notice one that is. To understand why, let's travel back thousands of years. An early human ancestor walking through a forest. Suddenly they notice what looks like a face peering from behind a bush. If they're wrong, they've wasted a few seconds, but if they're right, that face could belong to another person, a rival, or even a predator. Throughout evolution, the people who reacted quickly to possible faces had a better chance of surviving. Over time, our brains became highly sensitive face detectors. As a result, it only takes a few simple features for your brain to think it sees a face. Two dark spots and a line underneath can be enough. That's why a wall socket can look surprised, why a house can seem happy, and why the front of a car can appear to be frowning. What's even more surprising is that your brain often recognizes these face-like patterns before you're consciously aware of them. Scientists have found that when people view objects that vaguely resemble faces, the same brain regions involved in facial recognition become active. Even though you know you're looking at a piece of toast or a cloud, part of your brain still reacts as if it has seen a face. But pareidolia isn't limited to faces. People also hear hidden words and random sounds, discover shapes in clouds, and sometimes believe they see figures and shadows. The world around us is filled with enormous amounts of information. Processing every detail would be overwhelming. Instead, your brain acts like a prediction machine, taking shortcuts and looking for familiar patterns that help make sense of what you see. Most of the time, these shortcuts are incredibly useful. Sometimes, however, they lead to false alarms, and that's exactly what pareidolia is. So, the face isn't really there, but the reason you can see it reveals something extraordinary about the human mind. Your brain is so determined to find meaning in the world that it can create a familiar face from almost nothing at all.